Let me start by telling you why you should watch this video. Well, as I speak, important changes are being made to the non-financial reporting requirements in the European Union, the EU. And this is going to significantly impact you and your business. You'll likely have to adhere to new reporting requirements in the foreseeable future. Therefore, it will be wise to start to adapt your reporting practices gradually, starting today, rather than leaving it to the last minute. In this video, I'll share how corporate reporting requirements will change, what this means for you and your companies, and end with some further information and tips. In the EU, the sustainability agenda is driving industrial and economic strategy. In 2020, the EU adopted the Green Deal, an industrial strategy that commits to the sustainable transition of the EU economy. To oil the wheels of this transition, the EU has decided to significantly reform corporate reporting. In what is a monumental, once-in-a-lifetime change, sustainability reporting, oftentimes called non-financial reporting, NFR, or environmental, social and governance reporting, ESG, will be on par of equal prominence with financial reporting. And to make this happen, the EU has recognised the need for robust regulation and standards, just as we've had with financial reporting for many years. Now, NFR is not new in the EU. 5 years back, the EU introduced the Non-Financial Reporting Directive, NFRD, which made it mandatory for large companies employing 500 or more to disclose a limited amount of sustainability information. NFRD, in fact, triggered similar reforms here in Georgia. Then in April 2021, the Commission proposed the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, CSRD, to supersede the NFRD. The CSRD paves the way for widespread and robust sustainability reporting in the EU by 2025. Today, Europe is not debating the if and whether of sustainability reporting, rather it is debating the what and the how. Let me answer a few key questions about the proposed new requirements. Why do we need the CSRD? The European Commission cites ample evidence that the information that companies report in accordance with the NFRD is not sufficient. Reports often omit information that investors and other stakeholders think is important. Reported information can be hard to compare from company to company, and users of the information are often unsure whether they can trust it. Problems with the quality of sustainability reporting have knock-on effects. It means that investors lack a reliable overview of sustainability-related risks to which companies are exposed. Investors increasingly need to know about the impact of companies on people and the environment. Investors wishing to channel their monies towards environmentally friendly activities need to know about the sustainability impact of the companies in which they invest. And finally, high quality and reliable reporting by companies will help create a culture of greater public accountability. In short, the proposed CSRD aims to improve the incidence and quality of sustainability reporting. What is the scope of the CSRD? The proposed CSRD would extend the scope of the NFRD to all large companies and to all companies listed on EU regulated markets, except, that is, listed micro enterprises. It would therefore include all companies employing 250 or more. That's 50,000 companies. It would not, however, impose any new reporting obligations on small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, other than SMEs that are listed on EU regulated markets. What standards then will dictate the form and the content of sustainability reports? The Commission proposes to develop standards for large companies and separate proportionate standards for SMEs. While SMEs listed on regulated markets would be required to use these proportionate standards, non-listed SMEs, the great majority of SMEs, may use them on a voluntary basis. The sustainability report is expected to sit within the management report. The Commission argues that this proposal is proportionate, and by that it means it strikes the right balance between, on the one hand, meeting the needs of investors and other stakeholders for sustainability information, and, on the other hand, limiting the administrative burden for companies themselves. Who will set the sustainability reporting standards? The European Financial Reporting Advisory Group, IFRAG, will be responsible for developing these draft standards. Work has already started, in earnest. How, though, will these EU sustainability reporting standards fit with global standards, especially the standards that the IFRS Foundation is planning? EU sustainability reporting standards will need to cover both the risk to companies and the impact of companies on society and the environment. That is what's called the double materiality principle. But the Commission feels that standards should be globally aligned, and so the standards will leverage standardisation efforts at global level, especially the International Financial Reporting Standards, or IFRS Foundation. Will sustainability reports, like financial reports, be subject to assurance? Well, yes, they will. Assurance will be required for reported sustainability information to ensure the information is accurate and reliable. In the first instance, there will be a limited assurance requirement, but the hope is to move eventually to a reasonable assurance requirement, just as we have with financial reporting. What will this cost companies? The idea is to reduce reporting costs for companies over the medium to long term. We can expect additional costs in the short run, but most companies will face an increase in costs anyway. Investors and others are increasingly demanding sustainability information. Often these demands differ, and there's a confusing mix of standards and frameworks. The EU will have one set of standards, one framework. When can we expect EU companies to start reporting? Reporting will start sooner than you perhaps expect. The Commission hopes to adopt the initial suite of reporting standards by the end of 2022. If so, then EU companies would start reporting in 2024, covering the financial year 2023. What then does this mean for you and your companies? Firstly, Georgia is increasingly integrated into the fabric of EU and global markets. This means they face increasing pressure to align with EU and global norms. Foreign investors are key to driving Georgia's future prosperity. These investors, and indeed local investors that are increasingly concerned about sustainability, demand to know more about the sustainability performance of companies. Local regulators may decide to align local reporting rules with those of the EU in due course. Indeed, in June this year, the EU and 5 Eastern Partnership countries, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Moldova and Ukraine, agreed to step up cooperation to promote sustainable and inclusive economic development. Secondly, Georgian companies are exposed to trickle-down and supply chain effects that translates into de facto compliance. Many local companies supply goods and services to EU companies, and these EU companies, especially the ones listed, falling within scope of the CSRD, may demand sustainability information from their Georgian suppliers in order for them to fulfill their own reporting requirements. So what exactly should you do now? And what information and tips can help? First and foremost, companies and their accountants should start to plan for the inevitable changes. They need to embrace the fact that the future of corporate reporting is sustainability reporting and start to make gradual changes to their reporting practices. I recommend they read the EFA publication, What SMPs and SMEs need to know about sustainability reporting. You can find this on their website at efa.com. Barter is also here to help you on your reporting journey, rewarding good reporting practice and sharing best practice. This year, we are adding a special award for the best sustainability report. Please read more at barter.ge, and thanks for listening.